Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my God. He said the boring boxing game misses him because the heavyweight division is boring without him.
And when I'm gone, people gonna miss me. They gonna miss me because they see it's boring now. The heavyweight division ain't shit without Wilder. They know that because it ain't nobody got what I have, bro. The excitement. You know, the things that I do, the things that I say. You know, I hold my own, bro. I don't go against my grain. I go with the grain. I fight for my people, bro. I fight with the ancestors, and people be too scared. They want to say certain things, but they're scared.
Yes.
They're scared of what people may think of them and try to set them up like they did me.
Right.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Make sure you guys use my link, ESPN Plus. The link is in the description. Appreciate you guys. We've been doing great on the channel. BWP was a success. Use that ESPN Plus link if you want to get ESPN Plus. Also, it does help the channel when you guys click on that link. ESPN Plus, they got a ton of original content, docuseries, documentaries, archive boxing and UFC fights. Like if you missed the Teofimo Lopez and Vasil Lomachenko fight, you can revisit it in true HD quality. Use that link, ESPN Plus, in the description box of all my videos. ESPN Plus, get it as a standalone app for $5.99, or you can get the bundle, ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps, one low price of $12.99. Now, you guys heard from the king, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Oh, my God. Eddie Hearn. He did an interview with Barbershop Conversations, Fred, link in the description, and he had a lot to say. You know, I haven't caught all of the interviews, but this piece was chopped up. And he says the heavyweight division ain't ish without me because I fight for my people. I fight for my ancestors. Told you, Deontay Wilder is the people's champ. And I agree with Deontay Wilder. I do think there is a clear void since he's been silent in the heavyweight division, because nobody seems to talk the talk and, you know, rally the troops like Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Like, let's just look at this. There is a good fight, and I'm not knocking that it is a good fight. That's with Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce. But I understand with the pandemic, there's been some changes of playing, and the schedule has changed. But you haven't really heard much promotion behind it. I do think it'll be a good fight whenever they fight, but you haven't really heard anything from that fight. No promotion. It's been very quiet. You see on the screen Leo Santa Cruz, Gervonta, they put up a great fight. That was fun. But as far as the heavyweight division, you don't really see excitement. Like, I don't even hear about Anthony Joshua. I'm just being honest with you guys. When it comes to Anthony Joshua, I don't even really hear his name being mentioned. I don't really hear people talking about Joshua here in the States, that is. You know, I'm only speaking on what I know. And here in the States, we don't really hear too much about Anthony Joshua, especially after the pair of Ruiz fights. You know, I think that was an eye-opener for a lot of people, and they had to kind of reconsider where they put Anthony Joshua and where they placed him. You know, Tyson Fury, you would think that after beating Wilder, you know, even though a lot of people think he cheated with Glovegate 1 and 2, you would think that he would be the man. You know, ESPN had a hard push where they were pushing Fury before you, and, you know, he stopped Wilder, which you see on screen. Wilder's expressing that he believes Tyson Fury tampered with his glove, and Tyson Fury himself is not really being talked about either. You know, I guess the UK might be talking about him, but here in America, we don't really hear much being said about Tyson Fury. So I agree with Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. People begged this man when he was silent for months and he didn't have much to say. They begged for him to speak. And the irony of it, the irony of it all is the fact that you look at Wilder when he was, undefeated and he had nothing but wins.
Excuses may be found.
Excuses may be found, right? And he was winning. Nobody seemed to show the same respect, and they didn't act like he was a necessity to this boxing game and heavyweight division. They said, oh, Wilder, he's a loudmouth. All he does is talk. But then after the loss to Tyson Fury, which is now in question with all these allegations that have come out, right? Now all of a sudden, they went from saying this guy's a loudmouth and he just talks too much and all he does is talk and he's chat, like the UK would say, chat shit and all these words and dossers and all this stuff. Then they start begging for him to speak. And then now he broke his silence and he's speaking his truth. He believes that Mark Breland was disloyal. He also has said that Tyson Fury, he believes Tyson Fury did something above and beyond the standard rule set of boxing, tampered with his glove, everything we knew from Glovegate 1 and 2 in both fights. And then now that he comes out, you hear a lot of cowardly fighters who they don't have an answer for why Tyson Fury's glove looks like deformed, but people are saying, oh, this is ridiculous from Wilder, excuses and stuff like that. But the funny thing to me is this: you can say whatever you want, but what I've noticed is nobody seems to be able to say and or explain why Tyson Fury's glove in the first fight was flopping about. Nobody seems to be able to explain Glovegate 2.0, why Tyson Fury's glove looks deformed and concaved in the center. So you could say, oh, Wilder, he's doing this and that. But one thing I've noticed is no one has been able to answer those questions. So as far as me and my channel, I don't really care to have any conversations unless you can tell me why his glove looked like that in 2 fights. And it's ironic that a guy like Tyson Fury is given all the benefit of the doubt and he's failed drug tests. He said anti-Semitic comments. He said homophobic comments. He said comments that were misconstrued, or not, I wouldn't even say misconstrued, but construed as sexist against women. And yet and still he got the complexion for the protection. So we're supposed to just believe that Tyson Fury is an angel, he's born again, or whatever they're trying to push, whatever narrative that they're trying to push. We're supposed to just believe that's what it is. But I have questions. Wilder has questions. You beg for the man to speak. Now he's speaking his truth. And all of a sudden, everybody's like, oh, why are you saying these things? Mark Breland, he needs to sue you, defamation. And for the funny thing is, to me, is how is it defamation of character? And we don't really truly know everything that went on. We don't know what was in the locker room. How you know what went on in the locker room unless you were physically present? How do you know everything that went on with their relationship and their career to say he made a bad choice? So for me, I'm not jumping in that, because I tell you guys on my channel all the time that, like, he got 3 million views on this. I tell you guys all the time on my channel, look, he got 3 million views. Wow. 2.9, that's 3, you know what I mean? But I tell you all my time, I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be. I don't try to be. But I'm not going to ever give you guys information where I'm just making it up. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you if something's my opinion, but I can't really speak on stories and what happened in situations where I have no intel, no data. I don't know what happened with Mark Breland and Deontay Wilder. That's his business, you know. But the irony of it all is this: when Wilder was winning and crushing opponents and his foes and knocking everybody out, and everybody was happy, and Wilder and Mark Breland and JD's and his team, they were all one big unit and, you know, one big happy family. One thing that I did notice is that nobody seemed to be this huge Mark Breland fan. You know, nobody was really talking about Mark Breland as the trainer of the year, and he's giving Wilder the great advice and the best coaching in the corner. You know, if anything, they were ridiculing boxing. Or his boxing skills. They were saying Deontay Wilder, he don't know how to box. He needs to fire his trainers. He needs to get with Derek James. He needs to get with Floyd Mayweather. This is what they were saying. But now all of a sudden, after Tyson Fury and Glovegate 2, and what happened and what transpired in the second fight, and Wilder seen whatever he's seen, he feels how he feels, he released on his team. Now all of a sudden, it's everybody's business, and everybody has to formulate and open their mouth with an opinion on who should be training him and who he should keep. And Mark Breland saved his life. How do you know that? You know, and if the allegations about the spiked water or, you know, whatever, this intuition that he has, or the inside information or whatever is forcing him to feel that way, you know, then how did Mark Breland save his life? We don't really know. Listen, I'm not putting nothing on Mark Breland. I'm just going off the story. I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know what another man did behind the scenes when I wasn't there. But, you know, look at Tekashi. People do crazy stuff, rep gangs, and, you know, say they're about this life. And when it comes crashing down, they turn and they're not who they said and pretended to be. So, you know, I don't get surprised in this lifetime. You know, I don't get shocked by these types of things. You know, some people are traitors. Some people will double cross you. Some people will love you unconditionally, even if you don't love them back. You know, there's different types of people. I don't know. I don't know what Mark Breland's situation is, but all I do know is all of a sudden, everybody's a Mark Breland fan. You see all these UK British teeth, and they love Mark Breland now. But when Wilder actually employed him as a trainer, they're saying Wilder looked bad on the heavy bag. He looked bad on the mitts. He lacks boxing skill. He has no technique. All he has is power. But now everyone's saying, oh, you should get Mark Breland back. You know, why that was wrong of you to get rid of him. But Tyson Fury, he changes all of his trainers, all of his cut men. Look in the Wilder fight, he changes his glove. Tyson Fury changes more than the seasons. Tyson Fury keep changing. Cut man, you know, he puts Freddie Roach, who ain't even a cut man, he's a trainer, and he puts Freddie Roach at cut man. Then he gets rid of him and gets Capetillo, who is the nephew of the other Capetillo who gave Margarito the illegal raps and got banned from boxing, right? Then he gets rid of him and brings in Stitch Duran. He likes Everlast gloves. Then he likes Paffin. He told Klitschko he don't like Paffins, and now he wants to wear Paffins. After in the first Wilder fight, Tyson Fury wore Everlast gloves. You know, he says Ben Davison is the best trainer for me, and he, you know, reinvigorated and gave me the spark back. But then you keep him on the team, but you say you're getting rid of him, and you switch trainers, and then you go to the Kronk gym, your cousin, Andy Lee, and Sugar Hill. You know, there's a lot of movement, and nobody has any questions for Tyson Fury, no matter how suspect these moves look and who he's linking with. And why do you have people on your team, cutmen and trainers, that you say you are separating and no longer using as your head trainer, but they're still in the locker room? Why was Capetillo your ex-cutman in the locker room if you got Stitch Duran? You know? But these are the questions that only your boy Ego is willing to ask. Everybody wants to question why Wilder would think about getting Mark Breland. He's the only one that cared, allegedly, and all this stuff. But Tyson Fury made more changes to his team than anybody. He was training in Freddie Roach's gym. He was training in Big Bear, and then left with Abel Sanchez. You remember? in the first fight. He was training in Big Bear with Abel Sanchez. Then that wasn't good. Why is this man so fidgety? Why is he so antsy? This sounds like drug addict junkie behavior, if I'm being honest. You know, and through all these changes, people just can't stop talking about Wilder. So I agree. I am crazy. But you know what else? I agree with Wilder. You know, call me crazy. But you know what else? Maybe I'm not. Maybe y'all the ones that are crazy. You ain't said nothing to Tyson Fury, and he switched everybody on his team multiple times. He's switching his gloves. He's, like I said, I went through it. Cut, man. He's switching everybody. So why do you care if Wilder switches his trainer? We see this all the time. You know, Triple G, he left Abel Sanchez, didn't he? Oh, hell no, guys, and Max, his punches, his mouth, his tick, tick, tick punches, right? Triple G, he left Abel Sanchez, difference in pay or whatever, you know, whatever their quarrel or beef was, and then he teamed up with Jonathan Bank. Nobody said nothing. But now, you know, I guess when it's a black fighter, it's everybody's business. You know, Wilder, he don't have the freedom of expression in America. It's supposed to be a democracy. He can't use his gym and his money and finances to employ who he wants on his team. He got to have who you want him to have. Like, stop it. So I agree with Wilder. Boxing in the heavyweight division has been rather boring without him. That's why you was begging for him to speak. There's more people, since Wilder broke his silence a day ago, there's more action in the heavyweight division. Usyk just fought. Nobody even talked about the fight like that. You know, I was one of the few people that even talked about it. You know, Tank Davis's fight overshadowed the whole Usyk Chisora card. Wilder is the heavyweight division, and it gave Fury a chance. Fury got to run that back. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.